Hi, my name is Chloe Dillow, and I'm doing my personal narrative speech on my worst best friend. And I want to put this out there by saying that I named this person Jayla for privacy reasons because I did not want her identity out there. But, anyways, me and Jayla met in fourth grade whenever she moved from her home school to my public school. And we clicked instantly. She was like my best friend right off the bat. It was crazy. I had never met somebody like Jayla before. And it honestly was so refreshing to have a friendship like this because I had never met anybody like her before. And I knew that she was exactly like me. And we were friends all the way up until my senior year of high school. And she truly was like a sister to me. We did everything together. She was the person that I always went to if I was ever in trouble. I was always the person that she went to if she was ever in trouble. We were the definition of what people think that best friends are. And I also want to put in here that Jayla's family was very religious and they were very judgmental of me because I wasn't exactly like Jayla. But I always put that aside and I didn't want that to create space between me and Jayla. So I always accepted it because I was trying to be the bigger person. But anyways, Jayla's church group always went to a festival called Winterfest where they have a speaker and Christian music, and it's a very very fun opportunity. I've been a couple times, but I never went with her. And so, anyways, in March she went, and she came back from her week at being at Winterfest, and she was acting very very strange. And so I texted her and I asked her if she was okay, and she just told me that she needed space. And I was willing to give her space because I didn't know what happened, and I was curious to see if she was going to open up to me, but I didn't want to pry. And so, anyways, after a couple days of kind of giving her space, I texted her again and I was just reassuring her that I was here for her and that I loved her and anything that she needed, I would be willing to help her out with. And then she sends me the message that would haunt me for the next year. She told me that she could not continue to be friends with me and still grow her journey with Christ. And that really cut deep because I have a very rocky relationship with God, and I thought she was telling me that I was a terrible person and that I needed to change my ways because she could not be around me. And I tried everything that I could to continue to change myself to still be friends with her. I switched from my church to her church. I went to her Bible studies. I went to her church groups, and still things weren't changing to be how they used to be. And I almost had like an identity crisis because I wasn't sure why God was doing this to me. I was mad at God because he was drifting me from my best friend and somebody who made such an impact on my life, and she was so important to me. And I was confused because I didn't know why I was deserving this. And so later on, I tried everything that I could to try and mend me and Jayla's friendship, and it never worked. And eventually, I sat myself down and I had some reflection and I talked to God. And this was one of the only times that I have ever heard God's voice. And He told me that we were going on different life paths, and it's okay that I'm losing her because I was going to meet new people, and I have met new people. And I realized that this experience showed me that people are going to judge me for anything, and that's human nature, and that's okay. People sin. I sin. Everybody sins, but it isn't somebody else's responsibility to judge me for my relationship with God. And that was one thing that she told me that she couldn't be around me with because I had to get right with God. But God showed me that He is in control and He did this for a reason, and His purpose is greater than mine, and He wanted what was best for me, and He put us on two different paths, and that was okay.